Is our marketing research breakdown presentation. So, for the academic paper, it is titled The Relationship of Social Media Marketing, Consumer Engagement, and Purchase Intention. It was written by Kwong Nguyen and published in June of 2020. And then the purpose is basically to examine the relationship of how somebody, when they see something on their social media timeline, how they engage with it, and then how that post and their engagement lead to their purchasing decision. And what does the purchasing decision mean? It just means how likely somebody is to see it and go out and buy that product or service. So a quick overview on the participants and the methods that they used was that there was 300 Vietnamese millennials that had at least one different social media account, and then they took a quantitative approach using regression analysis, and they had a very detailed questionnaire to analyze the different responses. And then a quick overview of their key findings was that social media marketing had a very strong correlation between consumer purchase intention. And so I'm going to go over all of that in a little bit more detail right now. So their basic theory was based on the theory of reason action, which just means that if somebody engages, then they're more likely to purchase it. So social media marketing is known for creating online awareness, interactions, and strong communication. It also helps create strong consumer engagement and helps create an emotional, cognitive, and behavioral connection to the brand. Now, what does that mean? That just means that people see something on their social media and they feel more connected to it. It feels more personalized to them, and it helps them feel like they're a part of the brand. And all of these, in theory, should raise the likelihood of somebody purchasing something. And the key findings of the research and study was that formula that you see right there on your screen, which basically it means that the more engagement a post has, the more likely it is. And what is engagement? It's likes, comments, shares. It's stuff that people have to make a cognitive effort to see and like and do something with it versus just seeing it and then scrolling on to the other million other things on our social media, which further backs the idea that social media has a positive impact on sales and creates a stronger engagement and helps boost that purchase intention. Now, why does all of this matter? It just proves that social media has a direct correlation to sales and helps generate revenue. It isn't just something that a marketer should just ignore and think it's just for fun. It genuinely helps to build revenue and helps build brands and helps keep people in their jobs. And it also helps marketers to understand that the more engaging their content is, the more likely it is to lead to direct sales. Thank you.
Everybody, my name is Melanie Villanueva-Nunez, and I would like to further introduce to you our research question and continue off from where Connor left off on. So our research question is, what is the relationship between social media signals such as saves and shares versus likes and views and consumer purchase intentions? Our research question focuses on how different types of social media engagement influences whether someone is likely to make a purchase or just continue on without looking through the marketing post. So there are various social media platforms such as Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all these platforms that a lot of marketing can be done on. We would also like to understand the use of social media and how it influences consumers, such as passive engagement and active engagement, which I will go further deep into throughout the presentation. We would also like to explore how social media signals influence the consumer purchase intentions. So, what is likely to make them say, yes, I'm going to buy the item right now? And our target market are Gen Zs and Millennials. Gen Zs are about from the ages 13 to 28, Millennials around 29 to 44. We would like to focus on these two generations because they are the highest consumers on social media. They are higher social media users. The millennials, I would like to focus a little bit more because they are our higher purchasing power. Millennials are more stable and established with their careers and have a more income, a sustainable income to purchase items. Gen Zs, they are growing. They are gonna reach to that age where they are gonna be the higher purchasing power, which is why they also need to be included in this target market. I would also like to focus on various social media platforms, not the ones from before like Facebook. I want to focus more on the newer ones such as Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube is still pretty popular and is still used quite often. There is not very much mention of future generations, which is something I would also like to include because they will be the next generation who has highest users in social media, which will let eventually lead them to be the highest purchasing power. There are many new social media platforms such as TikTok, which are now being used for marketing sources. However, there's not very much research on these newer social media platforms, but more on like the older, outdated platforms, which I will further get into throughout this presentation. Additional informational research that we did was finding the social media usage of Gen Zs and millennials. So, as of right now, Gen Z is at the highest social media user at 89%, and millennials are currently at an 81%. We found some difficulties throughout this research, such as outdated sources. A lot of these sources are from back before 2015, when other platforms such as Facebook, Skype were being used, and not the more newer ones, which is something that we want to really focus on to create a better targeted marketing audience. We found some great academic research support, such as an article which was the social media interactions and brand relationships. These are our peer-reviewed articles. The first one very much correlated with what we are trying to research and focus on. That article spoke about active interactions building a stronger consumer brand relationship. When I am talking about active interactions, I mean like the saving and sharing. When consumers are saving their post, it's most likely they have the intention of coming back to it and eventually making that purchase. Sharing it, they are really liking the post and they want to let other people know about this great product that they can potentially also buy. Another thing that this article focused on was quality over quantity. They emphasized that the quality of a post is more important rather than the quantity of posts you make. You want somebody to engage and interact with one post more than have a whole bunch of posts made and people just scrolling and scrolling and not really buying from you. The second article we were able to get our hands on was about marketing through Instagram influencers. So this one was more specific with the social media platform that we kind of want to focus on. And it spoke about engagement signals, building trust, and brand attitude. So yeah, if people see that your post has more people engaging with it with the saves, likes, shares, views, people are more likely to trust your brand and believe that you are a legit brand who wants to sell good quality products to the consumers. Brand attitude is kind of how the consumers perceive you. You want to build that prestigious point for your brand so that people can think, oh yeah, they're actually very, very good quality and worth the time spent with engaging on your post and buying your products. Higher engagement influences purchase intentions. So higher engagement, it's just like kind of like before. The higher engagement, more people are likely to purchase from you because they see you are a legitimate brand. And finally, I would like to conclude and connect our initial article and how we are tying that into with our research question. So Wynn's study showed that consumers' engagement are like a main role in social media marketing and purchase intentions. However, we kind of want to dive deeper into that and find and explore more about how different type of engagements focuses and do different things for the marketing brand. With views and likes, they represent more just how many people are seeing it and if they do like the product. However, with saving and sharing, it kind of gives consumers a better idea and more knowledge about your brand because people are sending it out to others and you're saving it for yourself to create that purchase in the future. And one last thing that we really want to focus on as well is how engaging and meaningful social media posts drive higher consumer purchases. Um, if with just as many posts, if you post many your marketing brand, you're just gonna have people viewing your stuff, and it's repetitive. It might seem repetitive, instead of creating an engaging and meaningful post, one single post that can create more people to want to look at your brand. So this is the end of our presentation. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is our reference page, which views a few of our peer-reviewed articles and the additional information for our research. Thank you. Have a good one.